Good morning, welcome back. This is part 2 of the gearbox and clutch. Still got to sort kids out and do the school run and stuff first, so not quite ready to start. I thought I'd shoot the intro before there was loads of people in the street annoying me and stuff. So, start off with, I want to come back and I've had me brew and stuff. We're going to remove this big crash bar. I've decided it's in the way for when it comes to pulling that box out on forward this way. So yeah, we're doing that. Some of these hoses I might just move out because they're just in my way, so I might disconnect them, get them out of the way. We haven't yet sourced the correct 5-speed gearbox for it within a reasonable amount of money, so it might be turning into a 6-speed conversion. It all depends on something to do with the worm drive on the speedo, or yeah, I don't know yet. We'll see as we go along. Yeah, so this may well end up being a 3-part series because we might end up having to convert it. Yeah, so I don't know. She's a greasy old girl. We have got some more work to do on it. There's a sticky rear brake caliper, and there's a massive oil leak that's coming from, I think, the turbo drain or feed pipe. So we're going to get that all sorted as well. I'm not sure if that's going to be in the same thing or if I do a separate one for that, or I'm not sure. I'm not honestly sure I'm going to get to that either, because that's right down. I might be able to get under it and back at it, or once this gearbox is out I might be able to get around to it. I don't know, we'll see. So yeah, let me get sorted out, get some tools back out, and then we'll bring you back. Right, I'm not very good at this because I cracked on and totally forgot I was supposed to be bloody filming it, but never mind. The crash bumper thingy doodah there, yeah, that was a pain in the arse because I could only get it with a ratchet and a spanner. So no windy gun. Mercy mo shush. I've been down and I've undone the drive shaft off the gearbox with 3 13mm bolts. That was nice and easy. But as soon as I've popped that, we have had a whole lot of gearbox fluid falling out. And that was before I've removed the top nut from this gearbox mount and dropped it down a little bit. I've also released the clutch line by pulling this little clip out. I used a little pick, pulled it out, then the line sort of wiggles free. I removed the sensor from the bottom here with a 110mm bolt, nice and simple. Yeah, we're now at a point where I think I need to start getting, I've undone 1 2-bell housing bolt. There's a third over the back there. The start motor's got to come off. That should probably be the next thing to struggle on with. But any bolts underneath appear to already be missing. So I don't know whether this has had a gearbox in the past or whatever, or whether this is maybe related to his issues, or I don't have a clue, but it appears to have bolts missing. So whoever worked on it before was proper rough cunt, it would seem. But let's say I don't know, so I'm gonna go and have a brew, and then we're gonna get this box out. Oh no, we'll do starter motor, then box out. Oh yeah, before we do starter motor, disconnect battery. I think it's under the seat on this one. So disconnect battery, then starter motor. Right, I can't remember where we're at, so we're gonna go with a quick rundown of everything what I'm up to now. Right, I've got all the gear selector part off, the gear selector cable, sorry. I've got the bottom ball joint removed now, so I could pull this drive shaft out better because it was right in the way. I'm having trouble accessing the starter motor around the other side. Everything's not balancing very well on this jack. The rain is just about to come in, look. I'm gonna get soaked, so I think it's time to call it a day. That's another 4 hours today on it, which is still not quite out though, which is the problem with doing stuff like this on your drive and on your own, obviously. I think start motor out, and we should be just about ready to pull her. I hope so, because I'm getting fed up with it now. But weather's due thunderstorms from now until 7 PM. So that'll be me rained off for the day. So I don't know what exactly I'm going to do, whether I'll just leave this bit of video, do it when I finish off the rest of it, which will be tomorrow providing it's not pissing it down, and keep that all as a part 2 or what. Depends how much footage I've got when I go inside and have a look, because I don't want you sitting here for hours and getting bored. So yeah, whether the footage is long enough or not, or decide whether I need to make an outro or not, I guess. But yeah, I'm getting fed up with this thing. I didn't want to do it in the first place, but it's a good friend and he's struggling, so I'm trying to help out. You gotta do what you gotta do, ain't you? Well, for them friends that would do the same back, I've got friends that I wouldn't do shit for, because they won't do shit back, so there you go. Right, go inside, have a fucking coffee. I have to remember where all this goes. Right, I've decided things are going to be easier with this in here. And realistically, I'm going to need to disconnect the drive shaft on that to make sure there's no weight on anything anyway. Should have probably chucked it up on there in the first place, but never mind. The rain is holding off at the minute, so I'm going to try and see at least if I can get it up onto that axle stand safely, and yeah, see where we go from there. It's really going to be weather dependent how much more I can get done, but I wanted to get this box out today really, but it's not looking likely if it starts raining, so I'm going to crack on while I still can. Okay, so it's the next day, and as you can see, things have escalated slightly. I don't know where you left me at yesterday, but I gave up with the rain, and then it got a bit late and the rain eased off, and Martin was crying at me, "In my van." So I says, come around and we'll get you out. Well, after a couple of hours he had to get off, just left me to it. So I was out till 8:15 until I had had enough. So I've been out this morning since just before 9 o'clock. We've got this drive shaft pulled on this side, dropped the ball joints, the 313s on there. This drive shaft I've pulled all the way, and I've cable tied out the way because it was in the way. This cross member, 2 16mm bolts and a 13mm bolt securing that pipe on for the power steering. Sorry about the winds, that's all I can do about that. Oh, we had the delivery yesterday of, let me get you out the wind a bit, a delivery of a 6-speed box. Now this is a, sorry it's upside down, it's a PK5, yeah, and it doesn't have the worm drive for the speedo. It works off this sensor down the bottom here, I think, and ABS sensors, I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, so the one that we got, the PK6, is identical in every single way except for this selector, the way it attaches. They've got a little bolt mechanism. I don't know if it's been added afterwards, somebody's like fixed it at some point in its life and welded it on and then nut and bolt something on or what, or but this one as well, this one's fatter on this one. There are some little pins in here that you can drive out on, but that all depends whether this inner circumference is the same on both gearboxes, blah 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 blah. I don't know where this is going to go, I don't know how this is going to go at all, but it seems like it's turning into a 6-speed conversion. Yeah, which is not what I had planned. And I was rushed into agreeing to it, which I didn't want to do either. So here we are. We've got that out this morning, but quite a bit of swearing and jiggling and pulling and pronking and rolling and dropping, and yeah, it wasn't pretty. So I'm dreading getting the other one back in. He wanted me to look at a turbo drain pipe as well around the back that he reckons is leaking, but I'm pretty much done with this one. I think I'm going to get the box back on, new box on, and get it back together and tell him he's going to have to sort his turbo pipe out himself, because I'm pretty much had enough of it. Okay, so we've got both boxes side by side at the minute, and I've had my micrometer out, don't get it twisted. Just because I have one of these doesn't mean I know what I'm doing. But everything seems to measure up correctly. Now this is different style on this box than on this box, but the knobbly bit's the same. I think where it's going to fall with the cable's the same. We've got the same here, but it looks like somebody has done their own modification and welded on a little threaded piece. So do I modify the cables that are here, big washer on top, and because they've obviously done that as a preventative measure to stop them just popping off, which must be a thing. So do I run it like that, or do I cut it off, smooth it off, and use it as, well, Renault or Vauxhall, whoever the bloody hell intended? Right, we've still got a mount on the side here, so you're gonna have to imagine that's not here. But that mount, I've been around and I've looked, it's exactly the same as the mount I've already took off for this one. And if you see the vent pipe there, we have the vent pipe hole there. That bracket here that's all mangled is that bracket that's there that holds a hose or something. I can't remember actually what goes there. Orange plug right next to the drain. So far we're all the same. Clutch. I can't remember what it's called, sensor. Yeah, sensor. The earth in that on the same place. The centre splines, they measure up the same. I'm not sure if they stick out the same or what, or I don't know how to measure that. The bolt holes all seem to be in the same place. The only thing I've found is we have a stud here and not here, so may have to extract that and put that in there. Sorry. So this one is covered in filth, and I'm not entirely sure if it's coming out of this gearbox or if it's coming from out of the engine. But this is the least of his worries on this van, if I'm honest with you. So to be fair, like I say, I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna put the 6-speed in. I'm gonna get it up. I'm gonna get it offered up. If it goes on, it's going on. I don't know how this is going to go. I don't know how much of this is I'm going to document as I'm doing it, obviously, because this is going to be bad. I'm not going to enjoy this one bit. So I'll bring you back when I've made some sort of progress. You don't want to know what that took to get that in there. That was an abnormal amount of swearing and messing around, and yeah, and I think at one point I sold my soul to the devil. So, but that was the price well paid. That's a 6-speed bolted up, well, 3 bolts. To be honest, he didn't have any at the bottom. There's only the starter motor bolt and 2 more to go over the other side that it had in it anyway, so it's bolted up for all purposes. We're gonna get them rest of them bell housing bolts on, get the starter motor on, then we can look at getting the gearbox. No, I think we'll put the cables on, then we'll put the gearbox mount on, and we'll get it mounted back up. Yeah, then we'll see, well, what the gear pattern's like in the cab. But I am really fed up with this job.